What is up, guys? Welcome back to Roleplay One Shots here with the... Are we calling this the Crossed campaign? Am I going to get sued for copyright infringement?
No, I call it like Cross the Good Life, but you could just call it the Good Life.
Let's call it Roleplay One Shots the Good Life. That's what
Life.
I'll go on YouTube.
Yep.
Because last one was In Control DMs, and that's just not... It's not a good name. I'm not good at making names, guys. Anyways, Wheat, go ahead and take it away. Let's go ahead and start.
Great. So here we are in the Henry Dorley Zoo, and again, to kind of paint a picture, like the zoo is actually quite large, and it is separated from the outside world, if you will, by a large fence. You know, most of it really reinforced, strong concrete with very sharp razor wire on the top of it, basically protecting through. Obviously, no electricity or anything like that. And most of the attractions of the zoo have been retrofitted to now, maintain the community that exists there. And there's approximately 3,400 people that live here at the zoo. And, since you arrived, you've sort of been entered and welcomed into the community more as like newcomers. But one thing is certain is that you've stuck together as a team and you're sort of identified as a team. And that happens a lot sort of in the world that everyone is living in, is that you're often always with other people, right? The buddy system is number one. So for a while, for a couple of weeks, you've been here. And this early morning, you're all kind of waking up inside one of it was the lead rainforest. And, one thing that you notice immediately is that you really take note of how quiet the world has become, and that when everything is okay, everything is just quiet. No more cars, the technology is gone, no one's checking their phones, and the quietness is something that you always wake up and you always take notice of. And as the moment that you are sort of appreciating the quietness, in through the tent busts this incredibly fit individual with a full brown beard. And he comes in and, all right, you fuckers, it's time to wake up. You've been a part of this community now a couple of weeks. You come in here and you've sort of been doing what you need to do, but now is the day that we show you around and we really show you what's up with this fucking community. So get your fucking lazy asses out of bed and let's get going. And this guy Mitchell, who you've met a couple times, obviously, as he's there, that he is the leader of the camp. He doesn't really like to be called that. But Mitchell's just a guy that you don't really want to fuck with. But around the tent as well are a few other individuals that you happen to share the living quarters with. You've got Tigger and Peter, who are this 10-year-old twin set, and their parents were killed. They've lived for about 1 year inside the Henry Dorley Zoo, and they just happen to be a part of the community. Now, hold on one second. Let me make a quick roll here. So that would be Amber. So Amber, the twins they love you. Like, they never want to leave your side ever. And that's something that, I don't know if is it something that's been annoying to you lately while you've been here in the camp, or is it comforting? What?
Amber's a very lighthearted individual. Yeah, she loves the twins. I mean, she can carry a conversation with them. They can carry a conversation with her. So it's nice for her to have more people to talk to. She likes talking a lot.
Okay. Now, there's a gal named Dina who doesn't talk much, but she's good with a gun. She's been around the camp for a long time, and she's a hard worker, but she always keeps to herself. And you've got Bruce, who is a mechanic that has been in your area, and he might have helped you out a little bit, Amber, with your cars when you came back in. And Bruce says, I think you should probably go and talk to Mitchell. I'm sure he's ready for you guys, so you go on ahead. I'll meet up with you later.
Well, thank you. And
All
I'll
right.
walk off. Yeah. We go and meet Mitchell.
We go to Mitchell.
All right. So Mitchell's outside. He's fucking pacing around and tapping his feet, and he's like, God, it took you fucking long enough. I I shouldn't even give you guys breakfast, but we'll do that in a little bit. Look, I have 3 things I want you to do today. The first one is you fuckers visit the science area, okay? There's a couple of jobs over there for you. I want you to stop by the aquarium and make sure that all of the stock is up to date over there. And then finally, you fuckers, I want you to go over to the Sea Lion Pavilion and check the fences on the south side, as we've been having a few cross come in, doing their fucking thing over and over. And then when you're all done with that, you come and you fucking report to me. Did you get it?
What was it we're supposed
Yes,
to do
sir.
with the science thing? We gotta
Just
do
go,
we
just
gotta go there.
go to the, yes.
Why can't you
We
send
can
someone
split up.
else
I
just
can
to
fix the
fucking go there?
fence if you guys want to do everything else. I can fix the fence by myself.
Well, okay,
Well,
that works.
it's nice to say that you fuckers got at least one person that knows what they're doing.
Well,
Thank
I
you,
can't
sir.
fix a fence, but I can do some other things.
Well,
Look, we'll do your fucking task. I got a question for you. How did you end up in fucking Nebraska?
oh, it's a fucking funny story you ask me there. And I'm
sure.
going to tell you when you're done with all of your fucking chores. Now head over to the science area first. Fix the tent with your, or the fence with your friends a bit later. I want you to just...
He's like mid talking, and I like nudge. What the heck? Oh, names. I nudge Ransom and like the shoulder, and I just like start walking, and I like kind of snap my finger, and I walk out.
I look a little bit irritated at being nudged, but I follow.
All right. Are you going to head?
Go
What are
fix
you,
that
what are you going
fence.
to do?
Sea Lion Pavilion.
Okay.
So that's where you two
Yeah.
are going?
Okay. So yeah. Are we splitting up?
I guess
I
so.
don't know. You guys can all go with. I'm just going.
Yeah.
I don't know
You
much
girl-
about science either.
You guys can.
Are
go
you
get your
gonna
nails done or
fucking
whatever.
stand around all day and just fucking
Now,
look at each
Mitchell,
other?
Mitchell,
I'm gonna
Mitchell,
go to the fence.
Mitchell,
all right?
shut the fuck up. We're gonna go do this shit. All right. You better have a
Ransom,
goddamn good
thank
story
you.
when I get back. We
I'll
walk
have
off.
a good story for you, son. Got it, good. Yeah, whatever.
I love when you talk to men like that,
I
Shiv.
like your dress. All right.
I just rolled my eyes.
So you're heading where?
Ransom says that we can fix the fence, so let's go to the fence.
Okay.
And by we fix the fence, I just sit there and watch Ransom fix the fence.
Okay.
All right,
So
we go to the fence.
So you leave the area. Obviously, you follow the path since especially Shiv is maybe not the most intelligent member of the group. You do follow the zoo's signs that point this way, and eventually sees the little picture of the sea lion. Is like, oh, we have to go that way, and she is right. So you guys go across the lagoon and head to the Sea Lion Pavilion. And the lagoon is an interesting place because as you look over, you could tell that this part of the zoo isn't really used. Like the water is so nasty. And previously, this lagoon was just filled with tons of rabid catfish. And people would stand on the top of the bridge and they would just drop like fish food into it, and the catfish would just go rampant. But what you see is just this dirty water and what is obviously just tons of bones of all of these catfish. And it's just reminds you that like death is everywhere around you no matter what. And even though it's quiet, you always are sort of aware of that. So you head on over to the Sea Lion Pavilion, and what do you do?
Wait. While we're at the lagoon, I grab one of the fish skeletons
Okay.
just to keep.
Okay.
What do you got to do with that?
Whatever I want to do with it.
Well, you can't do much. It's a fucking bunch of bones. No one's gonna want that shit. Throw it back in there.
It's for me. You got a problem?
I don't know what you're gonna use that for, but okay. All right. Just make sure you carry your guns too. That's why you're with us.
Yeah,
Not
I've
because you're
got.
a shining personality or anything.
Can we just stop fighting?
I like how she's just like,
I'm
So
sorry. Let's go.
you cross the bridge after collecting the catfish skeletons, and the Sea Lion Pavilion is this area that's just a large sort of bowl where obviously it was filled with water, and sea lions used to do their dance and entertain guests as there were stands over on the side. And just beyond the sea lion pavilion, you can start to see the edge of the fence.
Well, go on,
right.
get with it. Let's come on. I'll hold your bones. I go over and grab the bones from her.
Oh my god.
So
So is it?
Can we
is
see where the fence is broken?
Yeah,
up,
is the
or-
fence like right in front of
Or do we
us?
just-
well, I mean,
or
the
is
fence
it?
is huge, right? I mean, you're
Yeah.
probably gonna have to probably search around a little bit.
Walk
You were
wild.
told it was behind the Sea Lion Pavilion, but if you look at the map, you can kind of get an idea. I don't know if it's up right now, but I'll ping currently where you're at.
Oh,
And he
okay.
I see.
and as far as Mitchell said, as far as you can remember, he just said that it was behind the Sea Lion
It
Pavilion.
was over here, you said?
Behind it. Mitchell said it's behind it.
You tell me
Okay.
if am I getting
right.
hotter? Colder?
That
I'm joking. I'm just
I guess
Wait, where?
I'm just gonna start walking along the fence and kind of like lightly touching the fence as I'm walking by.
okay.
I tell Amber and Shiv to go to certain places on the fence and then walk away because I don't want to see whether or not they're going to do it because it'll just piss me off.
Okay. So why don't we actually do our first roll of the game, believe it or not, and prove that this is a tabletop game? Well, it sounds like to me like you're reading a sitch. You're sort of investigating this wall. So tell me about your wall investigation, and then roll for me a 2d6 plus your plus your sharp.
And who is doing this? All of us?
Well,
Dodger?
it sounds Dodger made the move.
Okay.
So right now I'm seeing some overgrowth. It's hard to kind of tell what's going on at the fence at my actual like body level, but it continues upward and I see where things have been kind of pulled. There's been metal that's been moved around from where it normally was. Somebody's obviously tried to get in there. But so far I haven't seen any holes.
Okay, roll your 2d6 plus your sharp.
What's my sharp?
Your sharp,
Sharp
is
is
plus
one.
1.
Right?
Yep, +1. So
6
2d6
plus
plus 1.
Okay, 7. So on a success, you get to of 7. You get to ask one question from this list, I know a lot of people sometimes hear these questions and don't. You go, well, how would this relate? But keep in mind, like the fence in itself is an element. So, like, where's the best escape route or way in? Which enemy is the most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? And who is in control here?
And you get to ask one of those, right?
You get to ask one. On a success of 7, you ask one.
Oh. I mean, I guess I should ask what's my enemy's true position.
Okay.
Like, because that would tell us whether or not there are any crossed, like, climbing in from somewhere.
Sure. So as you continue to explore the fence, you do start to notice a few of those cracks, and you go a little further, and it actually ends up that around a little further north of where Mitchell originally told you, you definitely start to see that there's like some wear. In fact, you see some cracked foundation, and based off of what you can see and what you can tell, and your work is sort of in a shop and what you've seen, you can tell that there is definitely someone who is sort of hacking away at this piece of the wall. Well, this is not something that happened overnight.
So this has been the long game. Somebody's playing the long game on this wall.
Yeah, so that does tell you, obviously, that this has been one of the targeted areas for the cross.
So no one got in through the wall yet?
That we know of, right? No one has.
As far as you know, all you know is what Dodger is just,
All right.
excuse me, what Ransom has just discovered.
Okay.
Should I-
You
I tell all of you this.
yeah,
Yeah, you share the news, yeah.
you do also realize, Ransom, that this is not something that you're going to be able to fix. Like they're going to have to bring the crews over. So keep that in mind.
Well,
what's next?
so we can't do anything about this. So should we go to like the science one?
Yeah, I guess so. Just so that we get stuff done because there's nothing we can do here. So
Well, what do we need to fix this fence? What does it need?
well, I mean,
We need crews,
It's-
but obviously I don't want any fucking cross coming in here while I'm sleeping.
can I tell like how close they are to getting in? Like whoever is doing this, how far into it they are?
Well, I mean, you look at the wall and, you're like, it's still pretty high. All of the wires still intact. But what you do see is a very evident crack that is all the way up on the wall. So, by your best estimate, you probably think, no one's been able to get through this yet, or they've hurt themselves really bad in doing so. But if it happens for longer, could someone get through? Maybe.
My best guess is we have the time to bring a crew out here.
We
I don't
have the
think that
time,
we
or
need-
we need a crew out here. What do you mean?
We do need the crew out here as soon as possible, but it's not going to happen overnight.
Well, we need to go warn Mitchell about this. We can't. Here, you guys go wherever. Just stay away from the fucking catfish. I don't want any more bones. I'm gonna go talk to Mitchell. I'm gonna tell him about this, and I'll meet you. Where are you going next? You got the aquarium, and then something at the science thing. He was very quick. I didn't hear what he said. What we got to do there? Where you guys gonna go?
We got to check the stock updates.
Okay.
All right, let's do that.
I'll meet you at the aquarium then. I'm gonna go talk to Mitchell. And
Okay.
I walk off and go find Mitchell, and they walk off and go
Alright.
to the aquarium.
Okay. So let's go ahead and go with Amber, Sin, and Ransom. You are going to go where? Where do you guys head to?
To the aquarium.
Okay. So no problem getting to the aquarium. You do pass over the bridge to the lagoon. You go through the Garden of the Senses, which was once a beautiful place with tons of flowers and butterflies, and now just all in ruins. But the pathing's still really good. You make it to the aquarium, and the aquarium in and of itself was tens and tens and tens of thousands of fish being displayed there. But at the moment, most of the tanks are empty except for the one large tank that circles the middle, in which you do see just a lot of normal like river fish that you would expect to see, really easy to catch. And you could tell that this is very most certainly a place where a lot of the food comes from. That fish much stock a lot of it. But around it you see papers and all sorts of file cabinets and what looks like cataloging systems and all sorts of stuff. But you also don't really see anyone around.
Wow, so it's like a lot of work. Do you guys think I can make like the windows in my car as aquariums with these fish? Like if I got some more glass?
No,
No?
no, I think
Okay,
that's
well I'm
impossible.
like out of ideas then. I have no idea what we're gonna do here.
I'm not even sure what we're supposed to do here. Isn't there supposed to be somebody in this building? At the very least, guarding the food so people don't just steal more food than they're supposed to get.
So
Does
Yeah,
no one
let's
think of
eat.
this?
I mean, in the main room that you are in, there is no one that you can immediately see.
But we can go in further. We're just
Sure.
in the first room.
Yeah.
There's no
Okay.
like little thing to ring. No, I'm just kidding.
mean,
All right, I
you
just
know,
walked further.
You just
I'm
sort of
just
hear
kidding.
this like white noise of the water. Like there's no necessarily running filter, but the water just creates sort of a white noise. So that's what you hear.
Do I see a door?
Yeah. You see a few hallways that separate out. I mean, one that goes to the east and one that goes to the west.
I walk up to the aquarium that has the fish in it and I just like press my hands against it and look at the fish.
And you just see a lot of fish. They just some of them react to you as they sort of swim away as they don't know what they see.
I watch Ransom kind of walking over to the door, and I'm watching Amber with her face up against the the fish, and I'm like intrigued by her because I'm like really intrigued by people and what their thought process is. So I'm just like watching her and like going like trying to imagine what she's thinking in her head that made her go, "Oh, this would be a good idea. Let's put my face up against the aquarium."
I start making like those like fish faces at the fish, like those ones.
So as this really cute moment is happening, you kind of hear a shuffle from one of the corridors, the one off to the east, and you hear this older woman just say, "What is it you girls are up to?"
I don't look.
I walk toward the east corridor and I say, "We were sent by Mitchell."
Oh, Mitchell. Yes, Mitchell. You must be here for the stock updates.
We are.
Oh, I have them right over here. She scuffles, sort of, not scuffles, but sort of, elderly walks over to this cabinet and pulls something out. It's like 2 or 3 sheets of paper and says, "Here you go. Now, you're new to the Henry Dorley Zoo, are you not?
We've been here a couple of weeks.
So tell me, is it scary out there still?"
Yes. You should stay here. It's terrifying out there.
Oh, darling, I stay here all the time. That's the fish. They're just sort of my friends, and they keep me company, and I don't want to step outside, but I know it's still terrible out there. So here you go. You take these stock updates to Mr. Mitchell.
Thank
I
you.
ask her like after she's done doing that, I'm like, "Where were you?"
Well, I was over in the East Wing preparing some fish, my darling.
Do I believe her?
Do you want to read a person?
Sure.
Okay. Roll a 2d6.
Plus sharp.
Just
Plus sharp. Thank you, yes.
10, biatch. Oh
10.
yeah.
So you get to you hold one. Wait, right? Hold one. Yeah. When you're interacting, spend your hold to ask the player
Hold
questions.
3 for a 10 plus.
Is your character telling the truth? What is your character really feeling? What does your character intend to do? What does your character wish I'd do? And how could I get your character to X?
Do you have that sheet in here somewhere in the handouts?
Oh,
no, you don't.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not as good as Steven.
No, it is.
I was just trying to
Stevenson
find it
is.
on my thing. I think because it got cut off on my other thing.
I'll tell you one more time. Is the character telling the truth? What is your character
Yes,
really
that's
feeling?
what I'm going to ask.
Is your
So
character
let's
telling
start with
the truth?
that. Is she telling the truth?
Okay. She is telling the truth,
Okay.
but you also note that there's something a little off about
Okay.
the truth she's telling.
And then what was the next questions that I could ask? I'm trying to find this word. Where it's
What's
at.
your
It's
character
manipulate,
really
right?
feeling? It's read a person.
Oh, read a person. Okay.
What's your character really feeling? What does your character intend to do? What does your character wish I'd do? And how could I get your character to X?
What was your character? Wait. Hold on. I'm just trying to find it so that I don't have to ask you again
It's
in
in
the future.
Skype. Oh, yeah, you don't have Skype. That's right.
Yeah, I have it in the other thing. I had it for a second there. Do. It was in the not threads. Where was it at? Sorry.
Yeah, it's under basic moves.
It's at the very bottom of that PDF. Well, not the very
I'm at the bottom of the PDF.
Scroll up some. Page 26, if you could just go straight to the page.
I think I'm at 26.
Read a person under basic. Yeah. Are you reading a person? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, read a person.
Yeah, I'm reading a person.
Second in the middle column, second from the top. Under basic moves.
I don't see that in that same spot. Anyways, what was the second thing that you said?
The second
'Cause I
thing
think that's the one
is
I wanted.
what's your character really feeling? What does your
Yeah.
character intend to do?
What does your character intend to do? There we
Okay.
go. I'll try to find this one.
And then what is your other one going to be? What does your character wish I do, or how could I get your character to X?
Well, first I want to hear what her answer is to the
Okay.
first thing.
What does your character intend to do? So she remarks that she was actually preparing the fish for the crossed.
Why would you do that?
Well, because we've got a few over at the science area, my dear. Like, they still must need to eat, even though they are the enemy.
Do we know about this prior to that?
I
About
would
the
say
cross
that
being
you.
in the.
I
Yeah,
would
about the cross
say
being there, like pets.
no. This is the
They're
first
being
time that you've
experimented
heard
on?
about it. This is the first time you've heard about it. Maybe some rumblings here and there. This is the first time that you guys have heard about it.
All right. So the next thing is I'm going to be like, what's your character really feeling? And I'm going to ask her if she thinks that's a safe thing for her to be doing. Like, does it seem like they're enclosed enough where they're not going to come out and attack anybody?
Well, my dear, it's not my job to maintain the cages and the.
I didn't ask you if it was your job to maintain it. I just asked if you think it's personally yourself think it's safe.
I suppose anything we could learn about our enemy might be good. We have lived here for 6 years without any problems. I've been preparing fish for at least 3 of those years.
Who told you to do this? Are you doing this just because you want to, or is someone telling you to prepare food for them?
This is Mitchell's command. He's the one who has me prepared the. You seem surprised.
We weren't aware.
Oh, well, honey, you'll learn new things here every day, I'm sure.
I walk back over to the group by now. I've begun. Well, I'm not really bored of the fish. I'm just looking for something new. So I walk back over to where they are.
What do you guys?
Well, I suppose we should leave then.
We have the inventory, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grabbed it.
Oh, you grabbed it? On the way out, I asked if I could see them.
The inventory?
Yeah, the inventory.
Ransom has it.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
Can I see it? All right. While we're driving back to talk to Mitchell, or to meet up with.
Okay, so
Shiv, I'm like looking over it to see how much we have. Like, is it feasible enough for us to be feeding?
okay. Well, while you're sort of investigating that, let's go to Shiv. Shiv, you left the Sea Lion Pavilion.
Yep.
On a search for Mitchell.
Yep. I went back to where we originally spoke with him, which I guess was outside of where we slept.
Yeah.
Really
so you arrive at that location, and really all you see is the hustle and bustle of the community. In fact, it's almost awkward because you're just taking a moment to sink in. Like, this is actually quite quite fully functional where we are. But you do see Bruce sort of leaning on the side of one of the living quarters.
Okay. Well, Shiv is wearing her leather jacket, and it's kind of hot. So she takes it off, and by doing that, when I remove a piece of clothing, or someone else's, no one can see anything but you when I do this, and I command their absolute attention. So I command everyone's attention right here when I take the jacket off.
Okay. You take the jacket off, and immediately you get the attention of several people, including that of Bruce, and he just, oh mama. And the rest of the people, sort of in full stride as they're going along with their task, just kind of like stop, and take a look at you, almost as if you've sort of encompassed the area in this temporary time displacement.
Sure. I throw the jacket over my shoulder. And I go, oh, hey, y'all. Have y'all seen Mitchell? I need to talk to him.
Yeah. I saw Mitchell. He
well, where was
he? He was going over to that gorilla pit.
All right, thank you. You've been real nice, all of you. And I walk off to the gorilla pit.
All right. Well, it does that. You know what? There's not a roll for that.
No,
Jack.
I just straight up do that.
Yeah, I thought I read that earlier that you could do that, and I'm just like, okay, well, that's interesting. All right. You head over to the gorilla pit, and you have to follow the signs.
Yep.
So I'm going to make you roll 2d6 plus sharp to read the situation and see if you
Perfect. My
make it.
sharp is plus
embarrassing.
1. 10.
10. All right. You make it. You find the first path setting. The second one, it looks like it goes to the flamingos. It was tipped over, but you were smarter than that, and you do make it to the gorilla pit. And the gorilla pit. So, are you going? Are you going to go in?
Well, do I see? I mean, I would assume the gorilla pit has some sort of.
So the gorilla pit is actually a house. It's
Mm.
like the house of gorillas.
Do I
and
see
they
a
just
door
come-
open leading into the house? Or is
You
it
do
shut?
see a door, and you do see a couple of individuals who are armed.
What are they doing? Just
No, they're-
standing there?
No, they look like they're potentially guards.
Okay. I start to approach them, but before I do, I call out ahead and I go, "Hey, y'all, have y'all seen Mitchell? Is he in there?"
And the guards don't really take attention like you're talking to them.
Hey, can y'all hear me? I'm over here. Yoo-hoo! Like, wave my hand at him.
So one of the guards finally sort of yes.
Mitchell's in there. I need to talk to him. We got some trouble over near the sea lion pavilion. There's a fence that's all fucked up.
Mitchell's inside, but where's the rest of your group?
Oh, they went to go collect the stock or whatever from the aquarium. We figured we'd split up.
Okay, why don't you find the rest of your group?
Why can't I talk to Mitchell?
Why can't you find the rest of your group?
I ask you the question first, fuckface.
Ma'am, maybe you don't realize this is a highly guarded area. And while we were told that Mr. Mitchell said that I should be expecting a group of individuals coming over to the science center, you are not with your group of individuals. Therefore, for that reason, I must ask that you get with your group of individuals before you go in to the science center.
I just walk. I like turn and strut off. Go back to.
This is one of those like cruel moments where you wish there was like a singles line at the roller coaster.
I couldn't hit it.
I just walk off and go look for the group. I don't even answer him or
The
anything.
guy too, like you get this impression that he's obviously so thrilled with himself that he got to invoke a little bit of power over you.
Okay.
And he walks, or as you walk away, he has a slight smile on your face. Now, the rest of you, Amber, Sin, and Ransom, where were you going to from the aquarium?
I guess we were going back to the camp to
Wherever
find Mitch.
Mitchell was last.
Yeah.
Okay. So you arrive at the living quarters only to see Bruce and no Mitchell.
Bruce, do you know where Mitchell is?
Yeah, one of you other ladies was asking for Mr. Mitchell. He's down in the science center. You guys should really be traveling together.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I walk away.
Oh,
What a
did Shiv
bitch.
go there too?
Oh, God, that infection made people cross and made them bitches, too. I swear to God.
When Ransom walks away, I kind of go. I like ask Bruce if he knew which way Shiv went.
Shiv, that pretty lady in the dress?
That would be the one.
Shiv went to the science center. Should have
Alright.
gone there with you.
Bruce, really? I thought we were like exclusive.
What? What? You're what?
Okay, whatever.
She heard your pretty
Fine.
lady comment.
Oh,
You know what? Like one night is one night. It's fine. I'm fine with it. Let's go.
let's talk about that later.
No, it's cool.
All right. Are you going to the science center?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the science center.
Okay. Would you mind letting the twins tag along?
Yeah, sure. I go, or do you know where they are right now?
Well, they're right inside.
All right. I go inside the tent, And when I see them, I just yell out their names. Tigger, Peter.
Yes. Amber.
Hey boys.
Hey.
Hey, wow, it's been like a full hour since we last saw each other.
I know. And Bruce is such a poopy head. He never lets us leave. And we
Well,
hate
like-
it here.
Great news. You can come with me today. We're going to go to the Science Center.
And they're both obviously elated and they cheer and they're,
I
they're
start jumping like up and down with them.
Oh yeah, like I mean, keep in mind, like it must be boring as shit for a bunch of kids, right? There's no video games, there's no TV, so they're just like, this is the most exciting thing to happen to them all month. So they leave with you.
All right, I run with them. Like I have Tigger's hand in one hand and then Peter's hand in the other, and we go and catch up with Sin.
Okay. So you guys are heading to the Science Center?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And you know where that is?
I would assume 2 weeks in, yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, you know what? Fair enough.
The
Okay.
garden. Wait, no, I'm just kidding.
You have an idea. You know it's the gorilla house, so you follow the signs over to the gorilla. And as you walk up, you sort of see this huffy puffy Shiv leaving away, and Shiv, you bump into them on the path leading back.
How far out was that from when I talked to the guy at the gorilla pit?
You're probably like a few hundred yards. The path goes down a hill, and when you came around the path that the group was ready to come down, that's when you saw him.
Okay. So yeah, when I see him, I'm just like, hey y'all, did y'all get the stock or whatever? I don't even remember what he wanted us to get. But did you get it?
I hold up the papers
Great.
so you can see.
Great. What are y'all going to
Fishy.
do now? By the way, they got all hussy fussy with me. But I can't split up. I don't know. It's their house. It's their rules. We'll just deal with it, or I'll deal with it, I guess.
Yeah,
Are
Bruce
you,
was saying
were you
something
trying to
about that.
find Mitchell?
Yeah, he's over at the gorilla pit. There's a bunch of people with guns around it. I don't know. He's in there, but they wouldn't let me talk to him.
Well, let's go back.
Well, they said okay.
I've got guns.
Yeah.
Is that an issue?
No, maybe. I guess we'll see. And
Yeah, I can't say no if Ransom's here.
why are those two fuckwits with you? And I point to Tigger and Peter.
What?
Why are they? We don't need children. Hey,
I don't know.
y'all go back. Go with
No, don't go. No, stay with us. What? You always do this.
Well,
Every single time I find a small child and bring it with us, you always tell me to put
because
it
who
back.
fucking collects small children? No one does that shit.
I,
all right.
I
Stop!
kind of
I love
look at
them.
Ransom and I'm like, what the?
Yeah, I roll my eyes.
Well,
I
as
just hold their hands to my chest like this, and I lean down. I'm like, no, they're here. They're staying.
I like.
So,
Well, go ahead, wait.
well, I mean, obviously, just the hustle and bustle of four women sort of chatting has caught the attention of the two guards, and they sort of send some whistles and other inappropriate marks. Your
I
guys.
cock my gun and stare at them.
And the one that told Shiv off kind of like has a surprised look, but actually the one who was standing next to him goes inside.
Okay, and it's only them two. Is there another?
Only
one?
the one guy
So
now.
there's only the one guy.
And that's the guy that told me off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we at the gorilla pit now?
What's that?
Are we at the gorilla pit?
Yeah. You were just right around the turn,
Oh, okay.
so you just.
Okay. I storm over to that guard. Say, why wouldn't you let her in to talk to Mitchell? We have something important to tell him.
I made it very clear that you've got to have the entire group of people. This was Mitchell's orders, and let me just count here. I see 1,
We even brought 2 more. You fucking
2,
asshole! Look, we got these
3.
2 kids now. Thanks.
It looks like you have your entire group. However, this is not a facility for children.
They're very mature for their age, okay?
Why don't you tell us what exactly is in that facility, and then we'll determine that for ourselves.
I think that's Mr. Mitchell's questions to answer for you. I'll tell you what, why don't you just go ahead and go inside, but I warned you.
We should send the kids back.
With the
No, don't send them back. Hey, kids, go in the gorilla pit. Come on, let's go. Get in there.
We know that they're keeping Shiv, you don't know this until right now. They're keeping Crossed here. They're just keeping them in cages.
Hey.
What? You don't think that these people should know that? You don't think that the people that are here should know that?
I'm still skipping inside. I'm almost inside by now.
You need to lower your voice. So you're just kind of going in then?
Yeah.
Kaitlyn? Okay. Okay. I want you to roll for doing something under fire. Which is to roll 2d6 plus your cool. And under fire is like, I know under fire makes it sound like, oh, when you're getting shot at, but imagine that like the situation under fire is that we've got Amber going in when this guard said, no. Okay, you roll a 10.
Oh, I thought he
rolling
said
well. Holy
we
shit.
could go.
That is great. You're not making it very easy for me. So on a 10 plus, you basically do what you want to do. So Amber, who's just kind of like not really giving two fucks about what this guard is saying, just goes in. She's got both the twins in tow, like one holding the hands of the other and the other right behind him. What do you guys do?
I would assume at the same point in time, Ransom is saying about the Crossed being in there. And when she says that to me, instead of being like, oh no, the kids are going to die, I start clapping. I'm like, the kids are going to die. The kids are going to die. I'm just watching them go in.
Can I slap her?
Absolutely.
Slap Shiv in the face.
Absolutely.
Ask her what the fuck is wrong with her. Do I need to roll for that?
Technically you could, and then Shiv could interfere with the roll.
We could, yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, you can roll to basically, that would be, that would probably be seizing by force.
Okay. So you're rolling 2d6 plus hard, and I'm rolling
2d6 plus hard.
2d6 plus history.
Yes.
So I'm rolling a 2d6.
By default, make history 1 with everyone.
Okay.
Because you know everything.
Jesus, 12, 5.
So,
All right,
hold on.
Out of you.
So on a 12, you actually get to choose 3 of these. Okay, so you tell me which 3. You take definite hold of it. You suffer little harm. You inflict terrible harm, or you impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. And you have to choose 3 on a 12.
I have to choose 3 of those?
Yes.
So you choose every single one with except for you suffer little harm. That's probably what you want to do.
Yeah, I guess that's all I'm gonna. I mean, well, my hand would hurt real bad, right? On a 12.
I mean, yeah, I
you
would.
if you really if you were intending to hurt her, sure.
And keep in mind, like with the action, and I'll just say this, and I won't give you a mulligan again, but in the action, because this one is a little confusing, because if you are doing an action that could put you in danger, you always want to be suffering little harm, right? Because that is going to obviously prevent harm from coming. When you inflict terrible harm, even if it's an action that wouldn't necessarily inflict damage, you will inflict damage, basically.
Yeah,
so
see,
for the safety of
I don't
your
necessarily want to hurt Shiv.
Right. Just throwing that out there. I won't game the system anymore. You're 3.
I won't. The one I won't do is cause super damage to Shiv.
So, I mean, you pull back your hand, and this guard, as you're pulling back your hand, you just see this slow-mo 1,000 frames per second smile as he realizes what's about to happen in front of him. And he hasn't seen action this hot in fucking... And your hand goes up and just smacks Shiv right across the face to the point where it literally just shocks Shiv to a point of almost paralysis. And you do hurt your hand a little bit. It doesn't inflict any harm, but you even comment to yourself like, holy shit, I smacked her so bad my hand stings. And you also just kind of impressed Shiv a little bit with that by your sheer force and the fact that you are just so forceful with her.
So I get smacked in the face, and I'm just like, shit, Ransom, why you didn't have to fucking do that? I look for a reflective surface to look at my face. Is there anything
I
around?
walk inside.
Yeah, and at this point, you've almost just dazzled the guard to the point where he doesn't even care who's walking into this building. Brontosaurus
slap.
Rex could walk in at this point, and he's just like, oh, that was amazing.
I heard this laugh and I just assumed that like a gun was fired somewhere, so I look around, but then I keep skipping inwards.
Did anything happen to Shiv's face? Like,
Yeah, can I
does she
see
look
if my
okay?
face
Does she have like a red mark on her face or
You
anything?
definitely have a red mark, which
Okay.
may or
I
may
kind of
not.
like just walk over to her and like kind of like touch her chin a little bit, and I'm like, looks a little red, but I think you'll survive. And I walk in.
Yeah, I pull out my compact and put some stuff on the redness to hide it. So now I have +1 hot as well. See what I did there?
Oh my God. Okay, so you've all entered in, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I follow in.
as you enter in, you know the hallway is dark, but what you can see through the hallway is that there's obviously light coming in from the outside, and you know you start to see some glass, and you hear the chatter of people. You know, probably like 2 or 3 people. You can definitely hear a few fucks coming out, and you know that Mitchell is in the room ahead of you. But as that first step is taken, you also just start hearing like, you fucking cunt, fucking shit, fuck cunt, and you just start hearing this ridiculous spew of
Nothing new.
profanity, you know, coming from this area.
Sure.
And the moment you hear it, you also, Amber, kind of feel this clench as, you know, Teddy just sort of like, well, whoa, I've never heard that before. And before I ask you what we do next, why don't we break there?
Cool. Sounds good. We'll take a quick 3-5 minute break. We'll come back and go into hour number 3 with 2 hours left. We'll see you guys after
Sick.
this quick break.